Do you want to successfully complete the WGU C484 Objective Assessment for Organizational Behavior and Leadership course? Then you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers, with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the Organizational Behavior and Leadership C484 course. In this video, we will cover questions from personality, leadership, group dynamics, decision-making, and organizational behavior. So, let's get started. 1. A new employee joins an organization and feels that the expectations set by the management during the interview process differ from the reality they experience on the job. At which stage in the socialization process is the employee likely to be? A. Pre-arrival stage. B. Encounter stage. C. Metamorphosis stage. D. Final stage. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Encounter stage. Explanation. The encounter stage is when new employees see what the organization is really like and may realize differences between expectations and reality. The pre-arrival stage involves learning before joining, and the metamorphosis stage is the final adjustment phase. 2. In the Big Five model, a person who is highly sociable and enjoys being around others would score high in which personality trait? A. Conscientiousness. B. Agreeableness. C. Extroversion. D. Openness to experience. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Extroversion. Explanation. Extroversion in the Big Five model describes sociable and outgoing individuals. Conscientiousness, agreeableness, and openness relate to responsibility, cooperation, and curiosity, respectively. 3. Which conflict resolution strategy involves both parties fully satisfying each other's concerns, fostering a win-win outcome? A. Avoiding. B. Competing. C. Collaborating. D. Compromising. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, C. Collaborating. Explanation. Collaborating aims for a win-win solution where both parties achieve their goals. Avoiding withdraws from conflict. Competing aims to satisfy one's own interests, and compromising seeks a middle ground solution where both parties give up something. 4. An individual finds themselves constantly thinking they could have accurately predicted an event's outcome, even though they could not have foreseen it at the time. What cognitive bias does this reflect? A. Anchoring bias. B. Hindsight bias. C. Availability bias. D. Randomness error. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, B. Hindsight bias. Explanation. Hindsight bias occurs when people believe, after an outcome is known, that they knew it all along. This bias differs from anchoring, availability, and randomness errors, which involve other forms of cognitive shortcuts or biases. 5. During a group decision-making session, the team agrees quickly without critically evaluating alternatives to maintain harmony. This phenomenon is known as A. Groupthink. B. Group shift. C. Social loafing. D. Cohesiveness. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, A. Groupthink. Explanation. Groupthink occurs when the desire for consensus overrides critical thinking. Group shift reflects a change in the group's decision stance. Social loafing involves reduced effort in group settings, and cohesiveness refers to members' attraction to the group. 6. According to the Big Five model, which personality trait describes someone who is responsible, dependable, and organized? A. Agreeableness. B. Conscientiousness. C. emotional stability, D. openness to experience. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. conscientiousness. Explanation. Conscientiousness in the Big Five model describes individuals who are responsible and organized. Agreeableness refers to a cooperative and trusting nature. Emotional stability relates to calmness versus anxiety. And openness involves curiosity and creativity. 7. A manager believes employees are inherently lazy and need close supervision to perform. This belief aligns with which management theory? A. Theory X. B. Theory Y. C. Equity theory. D. Self-determination theory. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer, A. Theory X. Explanation. Theory X assumes that employees dislike work and need to be closely supervised. Theory Y assumes employees are self-motivated. Equity theory focuses on fairness and self-determination. Theory considers the effects of intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. 8. What is the term for the unwritten agreement between management and employees that outlines mutual expectations? A. Employment contract. B. Psychological contract. C. Social contract. D. Behavioral contract. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, B. Psychological contract. Explanation. A psychological contract is the unspoken, informal agreement of mutual expectations. Unlike a formal employment contract, it's based on perceptions of what each party owes the other. 9. Which stage in the group development process is marked by close relationships and cohesiveness? A. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, C. Norming. Explanation. In the norming stage, group members develop closeness and cohesiveness. Forming is the initial stage with uncertainty. Storming involves conflict, and performing is when the group is fully functional. 10. A manager decides to reward employees by increasing the budget for employee training and development. According to McClellan's theory, which need does this align with? A. Need for power. B. Need for achievement. C. Need for affiliation. D. Self-actualization. Do you know the answer? Correct answer, B. Need for achievement. Explanation. The need for achievement involves striving to excel in improving skills, which can be fulfilled by increased training opportunities. The need for power is about influence. Affiliation involves social bonds, and self-actualization pertains to personal growth. 11. Which model emphasizes that personality type and occupational environment alignment impacts job satisfaction and turnover? A. Big Five model. B. Person-organization fit. C. Personality job fit theory. D. Value system model. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer, C. Personality job fit theory. Explanation. Personality job fit theory proposes that alignment between personality and occupational environment impacts satisfaction. The Big Five model categorizes traits, while person-organization fit focuses on alignment between values and organizations. 12. Which decision-making bias is characterized by the tendency to stick with an initial piece of information, even if it's not relevant? A. Confirmation bias. B. Anchoring bias. C. Availability bias. D. Randomness error. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Anchoring bias. Explanation. Anchoring bias occurs when individuals fixate on initial information. Confirmation bias involves seeking information that aligns with prior beliefs. Availability bias relies on readily available information. And randomness error assumes patterns in random events. 13. What term describes voluntary behavior that violates significant organizational norms and threatens the organization's well-being? A. Deviant workplace behavior. B. Groupthink. C. Social loafing. D. Conformity. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Deviant workplace behavior. Explanation. Deviant workplace behavior involves actions that breach norms and can harm the organization. Groupthink refers to consensus without critical thinking. Social loafing is reduced individual effort, and conformity is behavior alignment with group norms. 14. Which concept refers to a group of employees who work independently but regularly meet to discuss improvements? A. Cross-functional teams. B. Virtual teams. C. Problem-solving teams. D. Self-managed work teams. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Problem-solving teams. Explanation. Problem-solving teams meet regularly to discuss improvements, but do not manage themselves as self-managed work teams do. Cross-functional teams have members from different areas, and virtual teams use technology to collaborate remotely. 15. What is a high level of commitment to a previous decision, despite negative information called? A. Sunk cost fallacy. B. Escalation of commitment. C. Anchoring bias. D. Selective perception. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Escalation of commitment. Explanation. Escalation of commitment occurs when individuals persist in a decision despite negative feedback. The sunk cost fallacy relates to resources already invested. Anchoring bias is the focus on initial information, and selective perception involves filtering information. 16. In attribution theory, if a person acts similarly across different situations, this is an example of high. A. Distinctiveness. B. Consistency. C. Consensus. D. Conformity. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Consistency. Explanation. Consistency refers to the regularity of behavior across situations. Distinctiveness shows different behavior in various contexts. Consensus is behavior shared among people in similar situations. And conformity aligns with group norms. 17. Which personality trait involves maintaining emotional distance and the belief that ends justify the means? A. Narcissism. B. Machiavellianism. C. Self-monitoring. D. Core self-evaluation. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Machiavellianism. Explanation. Machiavellianism involves emotional detachment and pragmatism. Narcissism focuses on self-importance. Self-monitoring is about adapting to external situations, and core self-evaluation pertains to personal worth and competence. 18. Which stage in the conflict process involves awareness by parties of conditions that could lead to conflict? A. Perceived conflict. B. Felt conflict. C. Behavior stage. D. Outcome stage. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Perceived conflict. Explanation. Perceived conflict is the awareness of potential conflict, while felt conflict involves emotional involvement. The behavior stage is the active manifestation of conflict, and the outcome stage includes the resolution or result of the conflict. 19. What is the shared perception among members about the organization and its work environment called? A. Organizational culture. B. Organizational climate. C. Social identity. D. Cohesion. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Organizational climate. Explanation. Organizational climate reflects members' shared perceptions about the organization. Culture refers to shared values and beliefs. Social identity is the sense of group belonging, and cohesion is the bond among group members. 20. Which theory argues that behaviors that have rewarding consequences are likely to be repeated? A. Cognitive evaluation theory. B. Self-determination. Theory C. Reinforcement. Theory D. Equity theory. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Reinforcement theory. Explanation. Reinforcement theory states that behavior depends on its consequences. Cognitive evaluation theory is about extrinsic rewards reducing intrinsic motivation. Self-determination theory focuses on motivation types, and equity theory is about fairness. 21. Which of the following describes the process in which individuals organize and interpret sensory impressions to give meaning to their environment? A. Attribution. B. Perception. C. Selective perception. D. Stereotyping. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Perception. Explanation. Perception is the process of organizing and interpreting sensory impressions to understand the environment. Attribution refers to explaining behavior. Selective perception is filtering information, and stereotyping is judging based on group characteristics. 22. Which bias is shown when individuals seek out information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence? A. Anchoring bias. B. Confirmation bias. C. Hindsight bias. D. Availability bias. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Confirmation bias. Explanation. Confirmation bias involves favoring information that aligns with existing beliefs. Anchoring bias focuses on initial information. Hindsight bias is the knew-it-all-along effect. And availability bias is relying on easily recalled information. 23. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which need is fulfilled when an employee seeks to reach their potential through growth and self-development? A. Safety. B. Social. C. Esteem. D. Self-actualization. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. D. Self-actualization. Explanation. Self-actualization is the drive to fulfill one's potential. Safety involves security. Social needs focus on relationships, and esteem pertains to self-worth. 24. Which personality trait is associated with individuals who are imaginative, sensitive, and curious? A. Agreeableness. B. Emotional stability. C. Conscientiousness. D. Openness to experience. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. D. Openness to experience. Explanation. Openness to experience relates to creativity and curiosity. Agreeableness describes cooperation. Emotional stability refers to calmness, and conscientiousness involves responsibility. 25. Which decision-making model describes how individuals should behave to maximize outcomes? A. Rational decision-making model. B. Intuitive decision-making model. C. Bounded rationality model. D. Groupthink model. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Rational decision-making model. Explanation. The rational decision-making model prescribes optimal decision-making. Intuitive decision-making relies on experience. Bounded rationality simplifies choices, and groupthink relates to consensus without critical thinking. 26. In the 5-stage group development model, which stage is marked by intragroup conflict? A. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Storming. Explanation. The storming stage is characterized by conflict among group members. Forming is the initial phase, norming involves cohesion, and performing is the productive stage. 27. Which of the following is a personality assessment model that includes 5 dimensions? A. Personality job fit. Theory. B. Person-organization fit. C. Big 5 model. D. Attribution theory. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Big 5 model. Explanation. The Big 5 model assesses personality based on 5 traits. Personality. Job fit. Theory links job fit to satisfaction. Person-organization fit aligns values, and attribution theory explains behavior causation. 28. What is the term for an overall perception of fairness within the workplace, encompassing distributive, procedural, and interactional aspects? A. Organizational justice. B. Distributive justice. C. Procedural justice. D. Interactional justice. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Organizational justice. Explanation. Organizational justice encompasses fairness in outcomes, processes, and interactions. Distributive justice focuses on outcomes, procedural justice on processes, and interactional justice on interpersonal treatment. 29. In Herzberg's two-factor theory, factors like company policy, salary, and supervision are classified as A. Motivators. B. Hygiene factors. C. Lower order needs. D. High order needs. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Hygiene factors. Explanation. Hygiene factors are job-related aspects that prevent dissatisfaction but do not motivate. Motivators drive satisfaction, while lower and high-order needs refer to Maslow's hierarchy. 30. What type of trust is based on a deep understanding of each other's desires and intentions? A. Cognitive trust. B. Affective trust. C. Identification-based trust. D. Calculative trust. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Identification-based trust. Explanation. Identification-based trust stems from mutual understanding. Cognitive trust is based on knowledge, affective trust on emotional bonds, and calculative trust on logical assessment. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. Which leadership style involves leaders motivating followers to transcend their own self-interest for the good of the organization? A. Transactional leadership. B. Transformational leadership. C. Servant leadership. D. Charismatic leadership. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Transformational leadership. Explanation. Transformational leaders inspire followers to prioritize the organization's goals. Transactional leaders focus on task fulfillment. Servant leaders on follower growth. And charismatic leaders on personal charm. 32. Which process is defined by the intentional influence to control the impression others form about an individual? A. Impression management. B. Political behavior. C. Power tactics. D. Defensive behavior. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Impression management. Explanation. Impression management involves shaping others' perceptions intentionally. Political behavior affects distribution. Power tactics translate power into actions, and defensive behavior avoids blame. 33. According to theory Y, which of the following statements about employees is assumed to be true? A. Employees dislike work. B. Employees must be coerced to perform. C. Employees seek responsibility. D. Employees are inherently lazy. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Employees seek responsibility. Explanation. Theory. Y suggests employees are motivated and seek responsibility, while theory X assumes they are lazy, dislike work, and need coercion. 34. Which bias reflects the tendency for individuals to base judgments on information readily available? A. Anchoring bias. B. Confirmation bias. C. Availability bias. D. Hindsight bias. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Availability bias. Explanation. Availability bias relies on easily recalled information, whereas anchoring focuses on initial data. Confirmation bias seeks consistency with beliefs, and hindsight bias involves retroactive foresight. 35. What term describes the social process by which employees are influenced to adopt the organization's values and norms? A. Institutionalization. B. Socialization. C. Enculturation. D. Identification. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Socialization. Explanation. Socialization is the process of adopting organizational norms. Institutionalization is the organization's independent existence. Enculturation involves cultural learning, and identification aligns with group values. 36. In attribution theory, which term describes behaviors considered to be under an individual's control? A. Internally caused. B. Externally caused. C. Distinctive behavior. D. Consistent behavior. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Internally caused. Explanation. Internally caused behaviors are seen as within an individual's control. Externally caused behaviors are influenced by the environment, while distinctiveness and consistency refer to behavior patterns. 37. What leadership theory suggests that the leader's effectiveness depends on followers' readiness? A. Path goal. Theory. B. Transformational leadership. C. Situational leadership. Theory. D. Leader. Member exchange theory. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Situational leadership. Theory. Explanation. Situational leadership. Theory posits that a leader's effectiveness varies with followers' readiness. Path goal theory assists followers in goal attainment. Transformational leadership inspires followers. And leader. Member exchange creates in-groups. 38. What is the term for when a team shifts its position to a more extreme one after group discussion? A. Groupthink. B. Social loafing. C. Group shift. D. Cohesiveness. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Group shift. Explanation. Group shift describes a change toward a more extreme position post-discussion. Groupthink discourages alternative views, social loafing reduces effort, and cohesiveness is group unity. 39. Which concept in equity theory involves individuals' perceptions of fairness in reward distribution? A. Distributive justice. B. Procedural justice. C. Interactional justice. D. Organizational justice. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Distributive justice. Explanation. Distributive justice focuses on fairness in outcomes. Procedural justice examines fairness in processes. Interactional justice addresses interpersonal treatment. And organizational justice encompasses all three. 40. In expectancy theory, which element refers to the belief that performance will lead to a desired outcome? A. Expectancy. B. Instrumentality. C. Valence. D. Motivation. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Instrumentality. Explanation. Instrumentality is the belief that performance will yield outcomes. Expectancy is belief in effort leading to performance. Valence is the value of outcomes. And motivation is the drive to achieve goals. 41. A leader who emphasizes the technical aspects of a job is considered A. Employee-oriented leader. B. Relationship-oriented leader. C. Production-oriented leader. D. Charismatic leader. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Production-oriented leader. Explanation. Production-oriented leaders focus on tasks. Employee-oriented leaders value interpersonal relationships. Relationship-oriented leaders prioritize personal connections. And charismatic leaders inspire through personal qualities. 42. Which process model explains how temporary groups go through phases of inactivity and bursts of energy? A. Groupthink model. B. 5-stage group development model. C. Punctuated equilibrium model. D. Nominal group technique. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Punctuated equilibrium model. Explanation. The punctuated equilibrium model outlines alternating phases of stability and activity. The 5-stage model shows linear development. Groupthink is a phenomenon affecting decision-making, and nominal group technique focuses on individual contributions in decision-making. 43. What is the main focus of the leader participation model? A. Evaluating leader effectiveness. B. Determining participative decision-making levels. C. Enhancing leader-member exchanges. D. improving team cohesiveness. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Determining participative decision-making levels. Explanation. The leader participation model provides guided lines on when and how leaders should involve team members in decision-making. Evaluating leader effectiveness and enhancing leader-member exchanges are separate concerns, while improving cohesiveness relates to team dynamics. 44. Which of the following behaviors indicates a high level of psychological safety in a team? A. Team members criticize each other's ideas. B. Team members share their ideas without fear of judgment. C. Team members avoid discussing mistakes. D. Team members compete for recognition. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Team members share their ideas without fear of judgment. Explanation. A high level of psychological safety allows team members to express ideas openly. Criticism and avoidance of mistakes indicate low safety, while competition fosters a toxic environment rather than collaboration. 45. Which term describes the tendency for individuals to exert less effort when working in a group than when working alone? A. Social facilitation. B. Social loafing. C. Groupthink. D. Task conflict. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Social loafing. Explanation. Social loafing refers to reduced effort in group settings due to individuals relying on others. Social facilitation enhances performance in groups. Groupthink leads to consensus without critical analysis. And task conflict involves disagreements about the work itself. 46. In which stage of team development do members begin to resolve conflicts and establish norms? A. Forming. B. Storming. C. Norming. D. Performing. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Norming. Explanation. The norming stage is when team members resolve conflicts and start building cohesive relationships. Forming involves initial acquaintance. Storming is marked by conflict. And performing is when the team operates effectively. 47. What type of leadership focuses on the development and growth of followers while emphasizing service to them? A. Transactional leadership. B. Transformational leadership. C. Charismatic leadership. D. Servant leadership. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. D. Servant leadership. Explanation. Servant leadership prioritizes the well-being and growth of followers, distinguishing it from transactional leadership, which focuses on exchanges, transformational leadership, which inspires change, and charismatic leadership, which relies on personal magnetism. 48. In equity theory, which aspect pertains to the perceived fairness of the processes used to determine outcomes? A. Distributive justice. B. Procedural justice. C. Interactional justice. D. Organizational justice. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Procedural justice. Explanation. Procedural justice focuses on the fairness of processes in distributing rewards. Distributive justice refers to outcome fairness. Interactional justice pertains to treatment quality, and organizational justice encompasses all fairness perceptions. 49. Which of the following is an effective strategy for resolving interpersonal conflict in teams? A. Ignoring the conflict. B. Competing with others. C. Openly discussing the issues. D. Establishing rigid roles. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Openly discussing the issues. Explanation. Open discussion fosters resolution and understanding in interpersonal conflicts. Ignoring conflicts exacerbates issues, competing creates further tension, and rigid roles may limit flexibility in addressing conflicts. 50. What leadership style encourages followers to exceed expectations by creating a strong emotional connection? A. Transactional leadership. B. Transformational leadership. C. Authoritarian leadership. D. Laissez-faire leadership. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Transformational leadership. Explanation. Transformational leadership inspires followers to exceed their own interests and expectations by fostering strong emotional connections. Transactional leadership focuses on routine tasks. Authoritarian leadership imposes strict control, and laissez-faire leadership offers minimal guidance. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.